Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So if you think that building a business should be a secret, you are building your idea or product in private, you are making everyone involved sign the non-disclosure agreements, raising millions of dollars in venture capital and spending years in making your idea perfect and then unveiling your idea in front of people in a hope to hear the thunderous sound of ringing cash registers. Well, my friends, this kind of mentality is perfect to ruin careers and emptying bank accounts because this is not the way that you should take in today's world. See, you should not be afraid of someone stealing your idea because idea in themselves are worthless. It's the execution that makes your idea worthy and is the entrepreneur's job to make them a reality. And keeping your idea secret and your work in progress secret keep you at a huge disadvantage because the continuous cycle of iterations and feedback is necessary, and you should not be afraid to show your progress to your customers. It can be daunting for you that you are spending years in making your idea perfect and then people are not willing to pay for it. So in this video, let's discuss 5 ways how you can validate your business idea without spending a dime. So let's get into it. So first is prototyping. Now, when I say building a prototype, I'm not saying that you should be spending months on building a product. What I'm saying is that you should make the simplest version of your end product, which is tangible or which is something that people can see, touch, or try. For example, if we talk about Dropbox, so its founder, without even writing a single code of line, he made a simple demo video and it showed to people that how file syncing would work, and that simple video got him thousands of sign up without even launching his the product. Or if we talk about Zappos, which is an online shoe selling company, at the start of his business the founder Nick don't even had the inventory. So what he used to do is just click the photos of shoes from his local store, and whenever he got an order, then he would buy the same shoe from the local store and then ship it to the customer. So what does this mean for you? So you don't need the actual product to showcase to customer. What you can do is you can have, if you're planning to build a gym or some fitness center, you can make a one page flyer and give it to your potential customers. Or if you want to sell some homemade products, you can simply create some samples with basic materials and see what is the reaction of customers. So the goal isn't perfection, it's getting something tangible and putting out to the public so that they can react to it. Now, second, let's talk about the iteration mindset. So whatever you are building for the first time, it's going to be embarrassing. It's not going to be perfect. So you take any example in the world, the first thing that anyone built was not perfect. Be it Mona Lisa, you can see some kind of draft pictures, the draft sketches that went on making it. So business is not about building the perfect product on day one. It's about analyzing the product and it's about learning how things actually works. So let me give you some examples. So if we take an example of Twitter, so it actually started as a podcasting platform called Audio. Or if we talk about Instagram, it began as Bourbon, a check-in app like the Foursquare. So all these companies that we're talking about had one thing in common. They actually launched the imperfect versions. They listened to the users and then pivoted based on the real feedback. So there's a beautiful Japanese concept called Kaizen. So it means continuous improvement. So instead of trying to be perfect, what you should focus on is being 1% better every day. And that's exactly how you should think about your business idea. Here's the action step. So instead of planning for months and building a perfect product, you should have some kind of deadline, let's say a couple of weeks. And in that couple of weeks, you should launch something and get it in front of your potential customers. And then you should analyze what is breaking, what is confusing your customers, and what are the reasons that they love it. In the version 2, what you should do is improve what people want to, what they are not liking about their product. And you should have this kind of iteration cycle in which You pitch your product to a sample of potential customers, take feedback, and then reiterate on your next version of the product. Now, let's talk about the third point, which is testing your assumptions. Now, every business idea that is built on the foundation of some assumptions. So the question here is, are those assumptions actually true? Now, for example, if we talk about, let's say you're planning to launch a premium coffee subscription service. Now, you may assume a few points that can be: first, that people want a specialty coffee delivered to them. Second, they are willing to pay premium prices for the convenience, or they don't like going to the coffee shops. Assumptions are not facts. They are just assumptions until you test them. So, if you take example of Airbnb, the core assumption was that strangers would be comfortable renting their homes to other strangers. Now, this may sound crazy at that time, but to test their assumption, what they did is they actually rented their air mattresses in their own apartment. And people not only paid for that, but they actually loved the experience. And that one small test that was like very cheap validated their entire business model. So here's the thing: what you should do is write down your main assumptions about your business idea. And then for each assumption, you should design a small and cheap experiment to test it. Now, if you want to test if people will pay premium prices, you just create a pre order campaign just to test if people are willing to pay those prices. So, the goal is to turn your guesses into data as quickly as possible. Next, let's talk about the customer interviews. Now, this is the fastest way to understand what your potential customers really like, but most of the business owners do it in the incorrect way. They ask their friends and family members about the product or idea. That's a big mistake, because to keep their relationship good with you, they are always going to say that it's pretty good, your idea is good, and that's the wrong feedback that you're getting. The other mistake that most business owners do is they directly ask their customers that if they would buy my product or if they like their services. Well, people would be just polite and would say yes, they like your services, or they would buy a product, but reality could be different. So the idea is to not to pitch your solution in the first 5 minutes. Instead, what you should be focusing on is understanding their problem. So you should be asking them that what are the current frustrations that they are facing, or how much time or money any problem takes them. For example, if we talk about WhatsApp, so when they were building their messaging app, they would just go to the potential customers and ask about the SMS. So, what is the cost that they are encountering? What are the character limits? And how frustrating their experience was, and how costly it was. So, all these things actually help them shape their product. So, here's the thing: what you need to do is you just find a small group of potential customers and then listen to them for 10-15 minutes. Listen to their frustrations, and you will be amazed at what you will discover. Now, in the end, let's talk about a fifth way, which is selling your product without even building it. Now, this may sound crazy, but this is legit. So, what you should be doing is, instead of months of planning, you should create a tiny, low cost test or product that can give you real data about the real behavior of your potential customers. Think of it in this way: you can create a simple landing page with your product descriptions and a buy now, and you can run a small Facebook ad campaign for let's say $10, and you can see how many clicked on them, how many tried to buy, and what's the demand rate. So this kind of data can give you a fair idea how much in demand your idea is. Or what you can do is, if you don't want to create ads, you can just put it out in some relevant groups. And from there, you can see how much people are interested in your ideas. Or maybe let's say you are planning to have a food delivery business, so you can start manually. You can take orders from your friends, or maybe in your neighborhood on your WhatsApp, and then you can start delivering it yourself. You don't need a full-fledged app on which you need to take orders. That's how you can collect data points on how effective your business model is. Or if you talk about you are building some subscription based model, so what you can do is you can simply create a landing page and post it to the potential customers and see if how many people are signing up to your service and sending you the email. Or you can have some kind of OTP verifications and see how many people are willing to verify the phone numbers and emails. So that's how you can validate how many people are willing to pay for your service. So these are the 5 ways in which you can validate your business idea in a quick, efficient way. And you can check if you need to pivot or not. And in the end, I just want to say the crucial thing is speed rather than perfection. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're building, just do it with speed. Make a prototype, get feedback as much as possible, and reiterate on your product or idea as fast as possible. And if you see that it does not fit the market that you were expecting, then pivot as soon as possible. So rather than giving months and spending thousands of dollars on just one idea, and in the end knowing that you can't do anything with that, is very demotivating. So whatever you're doing, just do it with speed. So that is what I wanted to share in this video. That's it for today. See you in the next one.